Morning, everybody. How's it going? My name is Chris, the Order Block Assassin, and I'm here today to do a crypto roundup. Have a look at some charts, have a look at some trading opportunities, have a look through some trades that I've seen happen today. I've seen some good ones, and unfortunately I missed these. But that is okay. That is why we're here. We're here to learn, we're here to watch, and I can't wait to get started. Just give me a second, I'm just modifying a few settings here on my Twitch, and then we'll get started. All right. Okay, we are good to go. Oops, that's not the right screen at all. Let's start with the DXY. So, not exactly what I predicted today for the DXY. I thought it would be going up further. We could still definitely come up further and retrace further up. DXY has come back down a little bit, which means some money potentially has been put back into crypto, which is great news for all of us. Now, I currently have a couple of trades open. I'm going to have to log back into Bybit. I don't think it likes me logging into different browsers, apparently. That's annoying. But it is what it is. Let me get my Google Authenticator up. I am in 2 trades at the moment. And I've seen some really great trades this morning that have started to go a little bit bullish, which I think is fantastic because we are at the bottom of the structure in Bitcoin. The trades that I have currently going are both shorts, one for CRO and one for BNB. And I can show you exactly why I took the BNB short. I set it up overnight after the stream. I'll walk through that one first. So for me, looking at BNB, one moment. So for me, looking at BNB, I could see we had top of the structure up here, and we are close to the midway point, which for me is what I would like to think of the danger zone. I have 2 potential targets for BNB. This one up here, which was a beautiful retracement in the golden zone, and was a almost full retracement back, obviously from the peak of when it came back up as a lower high, sitting at the 80% retracement. But I don't know if we'll get that high. However, right here, I did see an opportunity. We had broken structure for on the bearish side right here, and that was coming off this OB. So I was bearish. Now, what I liked about this particular trade, yes, it is close to the 50% mark. It's not the best trade in terms of risk here, but it did have a nice risk to reward of 4.33. That was nice. Why I took this one was because of that break-in structure here, because BNB has a fair way down to go, because we are still at discounted prices for a bearish trade. It could be more discounted, that'd be nice, but it is currently discounted. So I took this trade here last night, and it's just in the last hour or so it's triggered. So I'll pop this over to where it triggered from. Entry price was 269. Let's just confirm that. BNB entry price 269.95. No, that's close enough. All right. So that is my current trade. Now, if you are in this trade, or you're not, don't jump in now. It's too late. You could, I don't know about that actually, because we haven't broken through this bit here, so it's not too late. What I'll be looking for to get in or out of this trade is, well, I'm looking for the next the next bit of price action that we see over the next hour or so. The reason why I like this trade, it's got one of the characteristics of trades that I really like, which is if I'm wrong on this trade and this price comes back up through here and breaks through this structure here, if it actually gives me a stop loss, well then for me, I'll be looking for a bullish move. So my sentiment will change. What's got me thinking though that perhaps, I could be wrong here, is we are seeing bullish tendencies here on BTC. We haven't gone through bullish yet. Now this particular paper trade that I had here was an idea that I had. If I come through on the hourly, not really something I'm interested in taking necessarily. There is a lot of stop loss hunts going on here in Bitcoin lately, and that can be a good thing and a bad thing. We did have a break-in structure all the way up, but we may not actually see this particular trade come through. To get to where I thought it could go, to here it was a 2.5, and that's just not good enough for me. We are targeting 3 times return on a 3 times risk. Sorry, not 3 times return. We're targeting a 3 times risk to reward ratio, and I didn't quite have that here, so I didn't take it. I have seen some beautiful trades on ETH, and this is the interesting thing about crypto right now is usually we see a lot of the same movements across these coins, but right now it seems to me like Bitcoin is a bit behind. If you look over on ETH, and I am going to remove these trades here just so we can get a better view. This is the daily ETH chart. We can see this trend line that formed here has created a whole bunch of stops above it. And I'm expecting the price to come up and take them before it drops, if it is going to drop. And I am still bearish overall. I think that we will see price come up to about here and then drop. But I've seen some great trades today of people taking longs on Ethereum, and they've been marvelous. Ethereum looks to have a stronger structure to me. I think we could see price come up to here, and I know a lot of people, a lot of retailers, when it gets to this price point here, they're going to be putting their stops right here. Now potentially we could see a stop hunt moving all the way up, and that might be a really good case for a long. And I'm just going to take a quick look at this trade that I saw today from Ken in our group. Well done, Ken. These look beautiful. And he's taken a long. Where did you take that long from? Just looking at our 15-minute chart here. So Ken's drawn up a block right there, a bullish move up, and creating a lovely imbalance right here. That is beautiful. Really, really beautiful. And he's done a long right here, right off this OB here. Targeting, you could target there for 3 times risk to reward, and that would be lovely. And I think that's what he did. Yep, he got that through. That is a beautiful trade. That is a beautiful trade. And there's another OB formed from this break right here. So we've got a break in structure here, and the OB that formed was here. This is a smashingly beautiful trade. Well done, Ken. He's taken a long here. And you can take that 4 times return right there as your first target, and you can take this one here as your second target. So Ken, bloody well job, mate. Bloody good job. I wish I was looking at my screen when this price action formed, because I like it. I like it. It's in the lower end of ETH, and this is where you want to be taking your longs. This is not the best time for shorts on ETH. Now, you could take these knowing that things were looking quite bullish. We've broken free of this particular price action here. We've come up, and now we've even broken this price action. So we're coming up here. This would be where we might head to next to retest. And this huge bullish move up here has even left a big gap here. There is a big imbalance here. So question is, can we have another OB here? When you see these types of OBs, it's best to consider them that this OB is still coming off this one here. This becomes an even bigger supply zone. So potentially, it may be too late to grab this one, but you might start another long. And this long can probably go all the way up to here for a 5 RR. That's pretty cool. So now what I have to decide is if I am still bearish or will I turn bullish? Because if you look at my trades that I have on, I have my shorts on. And I'm not going to be putting a short on Ethereum. It's not a good place for an ETH short. I have my BNB short, and if you remember, the reason why I have the BNB short is because we are at premium prices on BNB. Barely, but still premium prices. It's not the perfect, most ideal place to take a short for sure. I need to monitor this over the course of the afternoon. Make sure that as the price does come down, if it does, that I bulletproof this one. And if the price does break through this one, it does go bullish. I'm expecting it to at least hit to here. But if it is bullish, I'm going to watch that price action. I'm not going to put this order in, this short. I'm going to watch the price action because it could even come up and it could do an even high right here. That is possible. That is definitely possible. With the sentiment not even changing, it could still do an even high. If the price breaks through this point for BNB, it's only going to do that if we are bullish on Ethereum and Bitcoin. And Bitcoin isn't bullish yet. Not to me. We've had some bullish moves for sure, and these would have been lovely to catch. But I'm not going to put a long in while I have a short in. That's just ridiculous. I'm either bullish or I'm bearish. And for me, I haven't seen a movement yet to tell me I'm bullish on Bitcoin. It's got to break through this part right here for me to think about going bullish. However, these scalps off these bottom of the charts here are perfectly valid. If you have done a long here, great. If you have done a long here, fantastic. For me, I'm not going to be going further than this point here for a long. If I was going to put a long in, it'd be this one right here. But at a 2.75, that's, I suppose I could bring the entry price down, try and get a good discount there, and maybe take that one. That may be worth considering. So I'm going to be watching this very carefully over the coming hours. And look, I know I'm only risking a small amount of money on this trade. But the point is, when you're doing these, it's not about how much money you're risking. It's about making sure that you're following your practices for each and every trade. So if your risk is $20, treat it like it's $20,000. You are not going to start seeing the money that you want if you're not treating every trade seriously. because you're going to start gambling. All right, so do you guys have any other coins that you wanted to take a look at? There was one from yesterday that was suggested. I might take a look at that one. But while we're here, let's take a quick look through some of my favorites. Let's take a look at Solana. Yikes. Beautiful. XRP looking good. All right, we'll look at XRP next. Swifty, did you get any of those longs on this morning? Because they did look quite good. Were you lucky enough to get in on those? Unfortunately, I was running my stream from my other business, so I wasn't watching the chart. Alright, so, and if I was, perhaps I would have changed from bullish to bearish. I don't know. Hard to say. I'm still kind of bearish on this whole thing. Placed a long 2 minutes ago, so you're thinking bullishness. What was that on? Is that on ETH or BTC? Whoops. Yeah, Ethereum. I don't know. Like, things are changing. I think things are changing. I think, even though it's still kind of following Bitcoin, it's not following it as tightly as I feel like it's not following it as tight as it used to. Let me get rid of this because we don't need that. We know we're in a big supply zone right now, but that supply zone is mitigated. It's gone. We are hitting the top of this supply zone. All right, let me just compare this to Bitcoin. We'll go back at a 4-hour. You were lucky to get into the ETH and BTC and Matic. Look, man, there's going to be plenty of trades. There's going to be plenty. You're going to be at a point after you've done a few hundred and lost a few hundred that it's you don't need to be in every single one of them. And even though you'll see trades coming up in the groups and you'll be thinking, damn, that guy did a great trade, man. Wish I got that. You'll get them. All right, so for ETH, we are still stuck in this range for sure. And it looks like we've bounced off this supply zone that we talked about. All right. Sorry, my family is sending me a message. Give me a second. All right, you're waiting for Matic to switch to bearish for your next trade. Yeah, take your time. All right, so looking at ETH, we are at the bottom of the structure, which is great. It is definitely the only thing. We are only looking for longs on ETH at this point. One second, guys. My wife is just out, and she is wondering what I needed her to buy from the grocery store. So just give me a sec. There we go. All right. Yeah. So because we're at the bottom of this structure, and it's a long structure that we're at the bottom of. It is only the time for longs. Longs are only really what you should be looking for. Shorts for up here, longs for down here. Bitcoin, that's another story. Because we are at the bottom of the structure for sure. Question is, yeah, you could be looking for longs at the moment for Bitcoin. I was expecting it to go bearish. I really was. I didn't take any trades on Bitcoin, I don't think. But with that in mind, my trades here, my BNB and my crypto.com trade, well, they kind of rely on Bitcoin going bearish. So I'm almost tempted just to take them off the market and see what happens. And look, guys, if you're taking your trades off the market and they go the way that you wanted them to go, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad at all. It's just the way this game goes. So looking at Bitcoin, we've had our even lows. We've had our even lows, which means we could see prices eventually come back down to take the liquidity right here, which is the stops that people put in when we hit those even lows. It could happen for sure. It looks like we're going to probably go up into a supply zone before we come back down and take them. Now where it could go, we have stops up here. Stops have been forming up here. And if this price continues to come up to this line, we could see that. Now, if it comes up, if you start to see this price coming back up, and it takes out these stops here, we could see it if we have a look at where we've come from. And bear in mind, this is the 1 hour chart. We could see it come up to here. Anywhere in this zone here, between the 60% retracement and the 80% retracement. This would be the place where I'm looking to pick up a short. Even though it's not really the best premium price of the market, you could still definitely pick up a short there. However, I did want these ones here. Those are my ideal ones, because that is the top end premium range of the market. But we're nowhere near there right now, and I don't think we're going to be going back there anytime soon. Things aren't looking that bullish. I would love them to be, but they're not. So for now, our only real option is longs on Bitcoin. So now that I've seen this price moving up, I'm definitely thinking that the trades that I have on, maybe it's time to flip sentiment. Don't do it just because I'm doing it. But it does look like we have had a nice bounce off the resistance here, or off the supply zone, which is great to see. This could be the second part of a very long new structure here, which is generally what we see happening with Bitcoin quite a lot. It's nearly always ranging in structures. I'm just checking my trades at the moment. So for me, we're really at this point here, watching. Oh yeah, watching the price action here. This is the zone of importance to me. I'm not saying take a trade here. I am just saying this is where I'm watching. I mean, actually, the fact that we've come up through here is probably more of a bullish sign. So probably it's time to take my shorts off the market. I think it is time. Not the greatest results there. Yeah, but I'm not feeling good about them. We certainly haven't had a reaction here that I was hoping for. Ended one of my trades in profit. Ended one of my trades at a slight loss. But from here, I think I'd like to start looking for some longs on Bitcoin until we start seeing some still we start seeing some bearish signs. Where would we be looking for? That is the question. So we've had a good, like, if we can come back to this point here, that'd be a lovely long. We did see some signs even from here coming down. Even that coin there, you could say broke through. Not coin, sorry, that mark there, and you could have said this was an OB right here, ready for a bullish move up. Would have been great. Wasn't what I saw when I looked at the chart. In hindsight, though, it probably would have been good. But hindsight's like that, isn't it? We've had a bullish move up from here, so this is a trade that I'll be looking for. Hopefully, it will retrace and come back down, test this mark again, and push up. Especially if we see this price come and break this point here, and it's so close. I think it's going to do it. So this is the bullish trade that I will be looking at right here. Popping this to the top of that. That's a 3.6 return. Let me just fill my sheet up though. So this one was a loss of I think it was $12. And this one, the short here, I didn't have my CRO short. These other trades here, I'm going to take them all off so that they don't accidentally go through. I'll keep them in my sheet. We're not going to remove them just in case we want to come back and add them on. But price action may change. And those shorts there, we're looking at places above the market too. So I'm just going to leave them in the sheet until we see price move up there. All right, in terms of what I want to do now, I want to do a long. Definitely want to do long. From this movement here, the place that I will be targeting is at that 70% retracement, so that would be nice. If I can move this up to the 70, still get a 3 RR, but I'm a bit greedy, so I'm going to put it a bit lower. I like a little bit more profit. So let's get this into my sheet. We're doing a Bitcoin long, and okay. So if you see here, my stop loss percentage is at 0.80. Now that means I'm going to have to use a lot more margin in this trade than others. Just got to keep that in mind when you are looking at how many trades you want to actually have in the books. 443. So we lost a little bit of money there on fees. It happens. I had that CRO trade on for too long, so it ate up a whole bunch of fees. 1:33 p.m. BTC. Leverage 25. We're doing a long today. 0.80. Give me a cost. Risk is 5%. Risking $22. Entry price. Profit. Stops. All right, let's get this in. What was my cost? All right, cost is going to be 111. Gonna do it long. Take profit will be $81 profit. And stop loss should come to 23. 22, sorry. Yeah, that's right, 22. All right, let's go long. Let's take a look at ETH now. Still sitting at the bottom of its range. Did I change to Bybit? I only use Bybit. Bybit's the only trading platform that I trade on. It's got a fantastic derivative market. That's why I like it. All right, for ETH. Now we could be looking at a similar trade. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to double expose myself to too much risk. Having said that, let's take a closer look though, because I might change my mind. Because ETH does have some different trades lately, which is surprising. I'm just going to remove the trades of Ken, just so we can start from scratch, looking at the high time frames. Okay, so we've come up down. We've had lower highs and lower lows all the way down, bouncing off the bottom of our supply zone for the second time. Is this the second time it bounced from there? Yeah, because we've come down to a new supply zone, new structure. Nope, we're still in this major supply zone here, and it's looking pretty strong. It's looking pretty strong. Where will it be going? Oops, don't want to move that. That's my trend line. Probably up to this trend line for a bunch of retailers to put their stops there. And where will it go after that? I probably think it's going to take those stops. I think we're going to retest the market up here. From there, we could then go down to take money out of these even lows, depending on the strength of this supply zone right here. Will we go back up and start testing these highs up here? We could. We could. Yeah, we could. Or, according to the DXY, we could be going higher. I thought we were going to be going higher, but it looks like things could be turning around, which is fantastic. All right, so what am I going to be doing here? We have definitely broken structure, even at the 4-hour mark. And we have a 4-hour OB right here. And within this 4-hour OB, we actually have a 1-hour OB. Well, probably not that. Probably more like that. So we have a 1-hour OB here. And looking at our 15 minutes, if we are going to be going up, that's probably still the OB I'd be taking. Come through, we've broken through the prices here. We've come back down. If we're going to see something, yeah, I think that's a pretty good trade there. Popping that in to give me some room of the swing low. We've got a 3.7 return right here, and I think if it does retrace down back there, it's probably going to come back and test up here. That's probably where I'd be thinking about putting my trade on. I'm going to put this in my book. 0.77, so it'll be another expensive one in terms of how much I need to front up for the margin. This is an ETH. I think it was 0.77. Yeah, 0.77. Cost risk would be 5. Entry. Take profit. And stop. All right, let's see how that one goes. Now, what do we want to take a look at? We want to look at XRP. We did have a look at XRP yesterday, didn't we? I want to keep that there. That's the trade that I had. That I took off the market. We'll watch it. We'll see what happens. To me, it's broken through. Let's take a look at XRP. Alright, so it was at the bottom of its range earlier this month. Really has been sticking to this bottom a lot, hasn't it? We are in discounted prices. The original plan that we had for XRP was to take the shorts at the top end of the market. And I did say that we were going to come back up and down. We're probably not going to hit the peak of those markets of this price action until for a number of days, I would suspect. We've had our even highs creating stops, and we love even highs. We've got our even lows creating another set of liquidity right there. That liquidity hasn't been taken out. It would be lovely to see That's a really big supply zone right there. Let's drill down to the 1 hour. Because my goodness, it'd be lovely to see the price come back down into there and pick up a long. That'd be fantastic. Now, in terms of the 1 hour charts, we have had a trend line forming there. And we know trend lines means we've got liquidity down there now. Price is going to come back down to this trend line. There's going to be more liquidity forming here. That could get taken out. And if you, oh wow, if you look at where it's come from, it's bounced off this order block here. Just the tip of it from there. Which is sitting just in front of that 70% retracement. All right. That's a lovely long position right there. Where could we pick up a long for XRP if we wanted to? Well, how far down? You could pick it up from this OB. But I'd be worried. I'd be worried about these stops that are sitting right here. We've come down here, drop, base, rally, broken through leaving this. We've come back down into there, taken some stops already, it looks like, and moved up, leaving behind this order block here. I think these stops are going to get taken. We do have a 15-minute order block right here. And it'd be really cool to see the price come down into that area there. Because you can do a long and you can make sure that you have a lot of room in that long and still make a good return. Look at that. That's a 10. If it comes back down that far, that's a 10 RR. I like that. So there are two zones that I'll be looking at. There and here. Let's see if we can get a good return right there. Yeah, it's a 4.6. Yeah, that's doable. So those are the two spots I'll be looking at for XRP. Because of this price action here, I'm not overly confident in this first one. Let me just check on it to see if we can find an imbalance there. I mean, we've definitely got an imbalance here. Absolutely. So the price should come back down in here for sure. If I wanted to be sure not to lose my stops, I should be targeting a deeper OB. So that might be better. That might be much better. Which is an RR of 5.92. Not bad. So we have this OB here. Prices come up from this OB, broken structure, and continued going up. I think I like that trade. Oops. How are we doing on this BNB? Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. I'm glad I got out of that one. If you don't like the price action that's going on in your trade, you are free to get out of it. You're absolutely free to get out of it. Cool. All right. So we're going to wait for this ETH trade to come on in. I might put it in. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about that. So we've got the BTC trade that we're hoping to retrace back from here. Now, if we see a bullish move up from this area right here on Bitcoin, if we move up, I'll be looking at taking a long in this position here. Now, I'm just going to draw that out. If we do see a huge bullish move up, where would that go? I'd be hoping that it takes the stops from about here and then moves down potentially for new price action. For now, I'm definitely not going to put that one in because we haven't seen the move up yet. So that's just there as a potential. I'm looking to get a retracement down to this level, enter in. So I'm going to let that ride for the rest of the afternoon. My order is in for ETH. I'm actually thinking about putting my order in as well. If price does come back down for Bitcoin, I'll be entering into this one. So let's get that one up and running. So that was on ETH. That was a long. All right, ETH, long. Order cost 115. Take profit will be $97. Stop loss of 22. Yep, we're going to open that up. All right, I'm going to sit tight on these. I'm going to let these play out for a few hours and have a look at the price action. I may be back for a further stream later on today, where we can take a look at how these have been going and see where things are going from there. So I'll probably come back in about 5 or 6 hours and we'll take a look. All right, see you guys.